Hi everybody, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading video for the week starting Monday the 17th of February until the 23rd of February 2020. So welcome to another Mercury retrograde. I am going to post on my website, which you may have seen already, and across my socials, an article about why I don't think Mercury retrograde is so much of a big deal. In saying that, if you are ruled by the planet Mercury, in other words you're a Virgo or you're a Gemini, you may be feeling this acutely in terms of Mercury wreaking havoc with your communications, your clarity in your brain. You might have a bit of fogginess, your commutes, short trips can be affected, that sort of thing. So yeah, it can be a little challenging, but my personal MO, as the article says, is to just not worry about it, because ain't nobody got time. And on that note, here's Monday's card, Faith. So just to clarify, sorry, the Mercury retrograde, they happen 3 to 4 times a year. This year there'll be 3, and it started on Sunday the 16th. Yeah, Sunday the 16th and runs until March the 9th. Anyway, Monday's card is Faith. And it's just about having some faith that things are going to be okay. This is something that comes up with a lot of my energy healing clients, because a lot of them know that things are going to work out. But there's just something stopping them from really committing to that belief and to really investing in it. Whenever you've got a gap between something you know logically and how you're actually feeling or acting, it's usually there's some sort of block going on in your energy field. So maybe that block is if things just don't work out for me, you've got some sort of limiting belief around that, or maybe it's just I really want to believe that things will be okay, but I'm also really scared of being disappointed like I was last time, or whatever it is. So have a look at what might be stopping you from having the faith, because you can, as I say, it is one thing to have it intellectually and another to really have it energetically. We are all human. It's normal for us to have doubts and fears, but what I'm saying is really make sure there's nothing really deep and heavy going on that's stopping you from committing to trusting that things are going to be okay. For example, if you keep scrambling to come up with a plan B and a plan C, then maybe that's because you're not really committing to the plan A working out. That's faith, and it's really just about trust. And I wrote a blog post last week about safety. And a lot of the reasons that people struggle to feel safe is that lack of trust, that they really struggle to commit to trusting that the universe is looking after them, because they've got real issues around feeling safe in their lives. They feel like they have to be constantly on guard against things going wrong. So you might like to look at that. You can find it on my website, www.onegroundedangel.com, or go to the link in my bio. Tuesday's card. Wow, I've not seen this come up before ever in the 5 years I've been reading angel cards every day. Vegetarian or vegan. Now, please don't panic if you do not want to become a vegetarian. That's okay. The essence of this card is about really purifying what you're eating and not going to extremes. It's really just about cutting out where you feel like you are eating things that your body just doesn't want. It may be caffeine. It's not necessarily about what you should or shouldn't do. It's about tuning into what your body wants. For example, I know that there are certain foods I eat and my body's just like, no. And so really listening to that, because it is about, I mentioned the word purity. I know that's a sketchy word to use because it does imply a level of going to extremes. That's not my intention. It's really just about looking at what are you eating that might be really toxic to your body, and it's probably going to be processed foods or sugar, to be honest. That's certainly how it shows up for me. However, if you have been thinking about going vegan or vegetarian, this is the confirmation that it's right to do that. And certainly increasing the amount of plant-based foods in our diets is going to be good for us all, because we're getting away from that processed kind of situation. Not to mention that the ethical reasons and the environmental reasons that may be attached to that. But I'm certainly not going to tell anyone what to do. It's about trusting what you know you're being guided to do, and you're the only one who can really assess that. Please do not judge other people. Please do not put your beliefs onto other people. You've got to do what's right for you. So, for example, I don't drink alcohol. I gave up a couple of years ago. because my body was just really not wanting it. But I have no judgment for other people who drink. So Wednesday, let go of anxiety. You'll notice the lavender is depicted here. I get a sense, some of you, that lavender might be symbolic to you for some reason. So I'm flagging that now. The let go of anxiety is very similar to Monday's message about faith. It's about trusting that things will be okay. And because when we're in that state of fear of, oh God, what's going to happen? Things are not going well. It's really difficult to tune into what your intuition is telling you. And usually your intuition will be saying, this is going to work out. You just need to be patient, or something along those lines. The message says, calm your nerves and you'll be able to hear the voice of your angels. When we're in that panicky state, that stressy state, it is really difficult. So you might like to look at things that can calm you down. Meditation, walking in nature, going to the beach, I don't know, swimming, whatever it is, you know what it is. Ideally not alcohol. I know I just mentioned alcohol, but you've got to make sure you're not doing things that just make you escape. It's not about escaping, it's about being present and being calm within that. Breathing is probably the best thing you can do. There are tons of resources online to help you with your breathing. Deep breathing that slows you down. When we take a deep breath to just below our navel, that diaphragmatic breathing, I don't know if I'm saying that right, that calms your nervous system, and then a message goes to every cell in your body letting you know you're safe. So you're getting out of that fight or flight response, you're getting into a state of calmness, or at least not panic, and that will better enable you to understand what you need to do and to really get the messages from your intuition on that front. So that's Wednesday's card. Let's go to Thursday's now. Thursday the 20th of February. This is a goddess called Irene, who I believe is Celtic, and the message is peace. I'm probably saying that wrong. E-I-R-E-E-N if it's Celtic. Yeah, there's probably a good chance I've got that wrong. And the message here is so appropriate. There is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. So we've got a very strong theme here already, and we're only up to Thursday, of letting us know that things are going to work out. Now, I know that this is something we need to be reminded on the regular. Even me, someone who's regularly connecting with her intuition and with her spirit guides, I still need this reminder constantly, because we are human and we live in a world that is, we're surrounded by news that is designed to get us panicking, or we're surrounded by, people who are negative, or doom merchants, or catastrophizers, or whatever it is. And so we constantly need to come back into the state of remembering everything is going to be okay, and to trust in that, because we can make some very poor decisions when we're in that panic state. So Friday, meditation. Oh, I love the colors in this card. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself a lot here, but again, it's this message of needing to come back to the moment, be really present, and just be calm. And I know it's not possible to live in that state 24/7, but the more we can do to get into that state, the better. So if meditating's not your jam, it's okay. There are lots of other things you can try. Journaling is my new favorite thing, even though it's not really that new, it's really old. I just got out of the habit and now I'm coming back into it. Just pouring my feelings out onto the page is huge for me. It helps so much. I get so much clarity from that. You might like to walk in nature. This is a really good way to connect with your intuition. Mindfulness is great. Again, the breathing exercises, breathing is huge. So yeah, really finding ways to keep yourself calm, to remind yourself what you actually already know on some deep level, which is that you are safe, you are being looked after, and everything is going to be okay, even though we don't know how that's going to look just yet. And I'm bringing you back again to my favorite quote about faith. Faith is about taking the first step, even though you can't see the whole staircase. Saturday's card, we're taking a bit of a turn here away from the calming messages, which is good because I sound like a broken record. Saturday, you are a leader. We have the wonderful St. Joan of Arc depicted here. Fantastic role model for all of us. You are a leader. So leadership has a bad name because it is similar to power, associated with corruption and manipulation. That's not what it means in a spiritual sense. Leadership means being a role model, essentially a healthy role model to other people. And the best way you can be a leader is by being a leader to yourself. When you are a leader to yourself, calming yourself down, talking yourself out of any negative thought spirals that are coming up, choosing not to listen to your inner critic, whatever it is, that's leadership. And the more work you do on developing yourself, going on your spiritual journey, making healthier choices for yourself, moving away from people who are toxic, all these sorts of things combine to really help you heal. And that is how you are a role model to others, because the work you do on yourself is the work you do on the world. It's not selfish, it's essential, because it changes the energy around you, inspires others to do the same. You can be a talisman in that sense. So be a leader. That card can come up for people I know it's a Saturday card, but that doesn't mean it's not work related. It can come up for people who are contemplating leadership roles, whether that's in their work, whether it's in some sort of voluntary capacity that they're involved with, in their family, whatever it is, in your church group. This is letting you know that you have got the skills to do that and the capacity. Just make sure you go into it from a space of, I'm here to make a difference, I'm not here to control, which I don't think anybody here would do, anybody watching me would do, but just thought I'd mention it. Fresh air, interesting card. So 2 meanings. It could be literally about going outside, and as I have mentioned, that is very, very good for your energy. It's really good for calming you, but it can also come up for in a more metaphoric sense, I guess, about the idea of being a breath of fresh air. So welcoming in outside perspectives and points of view, not being so rigid in your thinking or your it's my way or the highway type of thing. Really opening up to different ideas, whether that's doing different workshops, talking to different people, and just being really open. You don't have to buy into what they're saying, but just hearing where they're coming from, that sort of thing. So I should say, with the literal meaning here, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, where I know it's very cold at the moment and going outside is perhaps not appealing, there are ways to bring the outside in with indoor plants. This also talks about flowers, and I don't know, there must be other ways that you can sort of bring in the outside world in some capacity. It's making sure you're not stuck in a routine today, which is a good message for a Sunday, because weekends are very much about making sure that we've got a bit of enjoyment levels in our lives and a bit of growth going on, rather than making sure, because on the Monday to Friday, if you work Monday to Friday, you're probably more likely to get stuck in your routine. So looking at the week, being calm is really important. So I don't know whether that means something big is going to happen in the world this week that we need to really we need to have some calming messages about. There are already a lot of stressful situations going on, and of course there always will be. It could be about that, or it could be more about your personal level. Maybe something's going on for you where you are feeling under pressure in some way and feeling like you don't have control, which is quite normal, but some particular situation where you are going to be pushed into that fight or flight response, and the universe is telling you with 4 different cards. 4, that's not subtle, is it? 4 different cards here, letting you know that you have the power to choose the way you respond to those situations, and bringing yourself back into a state of calm is the only way you're going to make good choices on how you move forward in that situation. I think that's the main thing. So have a great week. I know it sounds ominous, but we're never given anything more than we can deal with, and we are much stronger than we think we are. So the more you can tune in, the better you'll be able to access the information you need. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stop listening to other people and start listening to your intuition. And sometimes we need to distance ourselves from other people in order to do that better. Have a great week. I will be back next week. Don't forget, you can reach out for a personal reading or an energy healing session, or a series of energy healing sessions if this is bringing up big stuff for you. You can do that via my website, which is www.onegroundedangel.com. You can get there if you are on YouTube. You can obviously click it in. It should be in my bio as well, but you can input it in manually as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back next week.